A follower of mine sent me a journal entry from 1899, and you are not going to believe what was in it. This story is a true story about a young man, he's 28, who was dying in 1899. And in this journal entry, he recounts this vision he has at the end of life, which forever changes how he feels about life, and he no longer fears death. From my understanding, this is a family heirloom that was sent to me by a follower. Now, I will admit that I have tried to find the original email so I could get the exact details, but it was sent to me a while ago and I cannot find it. I'm going off of my recollection of this, so if you sent me this, please let me know in the comments. And thank you. Here is this young man's story. This is Francis Thomas Brooke. He was a young man in 1899, and at the young age of 28, he was unfortunately dying. Now here is a picture of him and his wife, Nellie, who I just want to note really quick because she made a strange quote on or near his obituary that said something like this: "Tom was a good husband, except for that one thing." I cannot find anywhere what she is talking about, but I really want to know. So again, if the person who sent me this knows what this woman is referencing, please share. And Tom, what did you do? Okay, so Thomas had been getting sicker and sicker, and he was actually in the hospital, or they would likely call it the infirmary back then. But his family could tell that he was getting very, very sick and likely going to die soon, so they wanted him to come home and die in the home. So at his home, his wife and his two young children and his sister were all there caring for him. Now, initially, he was acting and feeling like you would think he'd be feeling. He's a young 28-year-old dying. He was very upset. He was a religious man. Since this diagnosis and he was dying early, he started questioning his belief in God. And he was very, very angry with God and making that known to his family in the home. He was saying, "Why would God forsaken me? Why would God do this to me?" And truly having a crisis. Again, in this journal entry, it talks about, and then one day. And then one day, his sister and his wife could hear him suddenly singing a hymn in the bedroom. Now, this surprised them because he had been going on and on about how angry he was with God and how he wasn't even sure he believed in God anymore. And now here he is singing a hymn in the bedroom. So of course they go in and they see him lying there and he's singing this song, had a big smile on his face. And he said, come here. I have to tell you what happened to me last night." So this particular document that I have right here is what he shares that happened to him that night. I'm going to summarize. He says he was lying in bed when suddenly it felt like the room opened up and there was the brightest light he had ever seen. The light came with a feeling of like goodness and warmth and brightness, and he started seeing angels and saints. And then he started seeing all of these people who have died. I believe it was his grandfather, his aunts, his sister-in-law, and even some friends. So he said that the room just lit up with this bright light. Angels, spirits, dead relatives were all there. And then suddenly he saw Jesus. Like I said before, he was a religious man. So he said he saw Jesus, and once he saw Jesus, he also felt the most loving feeling he could ever imagine, the way he described it. He didn't understand this type of love is the way he felt when he saw Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "I'm coming to get you soon, but not yet." And at first, you would think he was excited he said not yet because he had been so sad about how soon he was dying. But once he saw and felt Jesus, he said he was mad that Jesus said he wasn't going to take him then. So he was like, "No, I want to come with you now." And Jesus said, "No, you can't. You're not going to come with me yet. But don't worry, I'll take care of you until I come and get you again." And then the last line of this paragraph, I think, describes what he felt perfectly. I'm going to actually read the exact quote because it's so beautiful. Francis then stated, "It would take me years to tell you what was shown to me last night. All of my fears, all of my sorrows, all of my trouble completely taken away." Even in 1899, people are having visions. You guys know I talk all about all of my patients, not all of them, but many of them who have these visions. Francis' visions sounds like incredible. And just so you know, I do believe he did die shortly thereafter. Like it wasn't like he lived a long, happy life, but he did die with a happy and contented heart because of this brilliant vision. I'm not here to say it was real, it was not real, what it really means. I just think it's really, really fascinating, and to have like a real life account of someone from 1899 sharing their experience of having an end of life vision is a wild thing, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you to the follower who shared it with me. So what do you guys think of this story, and do you want to hear more? Let me know in the comments.